Johan Binnendal from the ARC, Senior Research Technician, and we are visiting the Upgeorge Bonsmaras stud today. Now Derek, being such a big herd, and with the awards for the herd of the year, performance of the herd is of utmost importance. How do you manage to optimize the performance of this herd?
The most important thing of this stud is our cow herd. The females, they must be adapted and obviously have good milk, longevity, fertility. And I think the way we've got to that over the years is that after D phase, when we do our bull selection, we send the bulls up into the really tough country here in the hills, and they stay there, and we select them at 2 years old. So they really battle. Only the toughest come out. So the most well-adapted ones are then selected and used in the herd, and that they have now bred all the females, and so I think that's why our cow herd has gone from strength to strength.
Derek, your farmers here in the Ladysmith, Westbank area, perfect cattle country, but there's a lot of challenges here. What is your main key management practices that makes you being a success as a cattle farmer?
Well, Johan, we are in the tall, moist grassveld area of Natal, which is very limited, but it is one of the sought-after cattle areas. But with that, we do have 900 millimeters average rainfall and above in these last couple of years, which leads to a lot of diseases, especially ticks. That is, hot water, we're just off the edge, but gall 6 is red water, that is very bad. Some of the chaps that sell that, all the dips and stuff, they say that we're in the gym of ticks here. Our cattle are adapted. We don't dip often. We only dip when we see a lot of ticks, when it's looking unsightly. Yeah, so with that, our farm is steep as well, very rough. The cattle have got to climb the hills to find some grass. And here we just mainly felt with a lick. That is how the cattle grow up here and are carrying on. Yeah, so it's just our management. We pretty much, Trudy and myself, we're pretty much hands-on. We go with that saying, the eye of the master fattens. So we pretty much with the cattle all the time, working with the cattle. If there's vaccinating or dipping or whatever to do, dehorning, we're always present, we're always supervising. Probably don't delegate enough. That's why we're always over busy. But in doing that, you can see your cattle yourself. You can see problems. You can see which ones are the good ones, bad ones, if you're breeding the right type or whatever. So it does help to be right there, attending to the situation firsthand.
Derek, I know that the Bonsmara is compulsory to do performance testing, but I would like to know how does performance testing impact on your herd? How do you use performance testing, and how has that had an effect or will have effect in the future? You building a herd for the future.
No, and it's performance testing is very important. To measure the cattle, and measuring your from your growth, fertility, birth masses, milk, all that sort of stuff. We like to measure so we can see if we're going forward, get rid of the cattle that aren't keeping up with the rest. And our main thing is we eyeball, when we select cattle, we eyeball the cattle, but performance testing is another tool for selection, but mainly eyeballing, and that's how we select. But usually the cattle that are well adapted, that's our emphasis. They must be adapted to the environment. They are the ones whose performance is obviously good, so they will have those good figures, and so that for us is very important. That everything goes hand in hand. The animal must look good, and it must have the good figures. Our growth must be good, but in a way that we have heavy animals, but they are short and thick set. We're getting the weight through the width, length, and breadth. We don't want those tall animals with long legs. So, although we know that in the EBVs, we still think the scientists must fix that up a bit, the maintenance value of an animal. You know, we've got cattle here that are heavy, but they just live on the grass with a lick. But their maintenance figure is not good. So there's some room for improvement there from the scientists. As far as young bulls are concerned, when we wean our calves, at that stage we select out the better bull calves and we put them on the D phase. Our D phase we do in the ryegrass and with the added supplement of energy lick with hay on the kukuyu and ryegrass. We finish the D phase in end of October, and then the stud book chaps come and do the measuring and weighing, etc., to get our ADGs, and then 2 senior inspectors will come from the Bonsmara Society. We'll do the inspection, visual inspection of them with the figures that we've had from the SA stud book, and then we select out the better ones. And from there they'll go into the quite rough country. We don't put cows and calves there, but it's too rough, and the bulls run there for a year, and that's where there's also another selection. Only the hardy ones can come right there. After that, sort of like a 2-year-old, we'll select out a whole lot, and then we'll mainly the ones that are adapted. Those are the ones that you can pick out, and they're looking the best, and we use those ones in our herd every year.
Yeah, I think it's important that when you get young bulls to have intensive phase D and run them to have the full potential of the growth, and when they grow, sort of have the full potential, and then put them out and say, right, now you can fend for yourselves. I think that's a very good, especially in your area.
Yeah,
to get that growth and get the hardiness in as well.
Yeah, those bulls they've got to be, everything's got to be good, and they will get through the system and become selected later on.
Derek is a very recognized and very accomplished stockman and stud breeder, recognized in the industry. We see it in your sales figures, we see it in your farm, we see it in your blood. Do you provide leadership and guidance to fellow farmers and future farmers? And how do you do it?
Yes, no, there's a lot of young chaps, young farmers, young emerging farmers that we give advice more. It's more one-on-one. The chaps come out to the farm here and we show them our cattle, we show them our system, what our management systems and everything. I sometimes go to their farm, talk, advise them on their cattle, where they're going wrong or right, etc. The chaps who will also help them with semen or young bulls. There's some young farmers, young commercial farmers that are short of cash, and we'll give them some young bulls. And it's always good to see another chap's farm and see how he's going there as well. Obviously there's going to be a shortage of food in the long run in the years to come, and food, maize, etc. is going to be used for human consumption. The cattle have got to thrive on the grass, so we've got to breed an animal that can do well on grass with a lick, and that's what we, at the end of the day, are trying to strive for, and that's the advice we're giving to not only stud breeders, to other commercial breeders as well, to try and improve their farming enterprise, mainly for the whole meat industry, to try and improve it.